Welcome to the Parallel Press. I'm Aiden,
I'm James.
and we're here to break down the 2022 Winter Cup preview.
I'm excited for this competition, Aiden. There's a lot of great gymnasts here. We'll see a lot of young guys going up against some experienced veterans who, they've competed here, they've been at this meet before. So it'll be a great meet to see how those young guys kind of square up with the veterans here.
So looking at the schedule here, we see the Winter Cup kicks off on Friday for the Winter Cup, the senior men's competition of day one, which is the all-around competition. So there is a day two on Sunday, but that's really just for the event final. So the all-around will be decided on day one. It happens at 6:30 Central, which is 7:30 Eastern Time.
Here we have a full list of all the athletes and which states they are from. This meet will feature a lot of big names such as Asher Hong, Yule Moldauer, Isaiah Drake, Taylor Burkhart, a bunch of big name guys such as those guys previously listed. And there are a bunch of younger guys too that are in the 17, 18-year-old range, such as Toby Liang from Roswell, who we both competed against, Aiden.
Yeah, Toby's one of those athletes that he's 18 years old, he's still a junior, but he's qualifying and competing as a senior. Along with Toby, it's other guys like Asher Hong, as you mentioned, Ignacio Yakers, Cole Partridge, Caleb Melton. There's a bunch of junior studs, which really leaves me with some good hope that hopefully in the U.S. in the coming years that we can grow this talent a little bit and really compete with the other countries in the world, like in the Olympics and the world competitions.
Yeah, we have a lot of good up-and-coming talent. I feel like we're getting very deep now. We have it's not so much a top heavy. We have a lot of good guys coming up, and I'm really excited to see what Asher Hong does in the future. Now here is as a difficulty threshold. So if an athlete hits a certain difficulty level, they'll get a certain bonus for hitting that difficulty level, and that increases more and more as the difficulties increase. So if, for example, Asher Hong performs a Kazamatsu 3.5 on vault, which is 3.5 twists off the vault table, which has a start value of 6.0. So if you look at the vault and look down at the 6.0 there, he'll get a 1.78 bonus for his vault.
Yes, this is a very new aspect to the U.S. world. We've seen it a little bit in the Japanese world with their all-around threshold difficulty bonuses, but this is new for the U.S., and I think it's just another way to really get competitive with some other countries and push the difficulty.
Yeah, if you hit those difficulty thresholds, it doesn't necessarily have to be as clean, because you could, for example, Karen Phillips from Stanford posts, 6-7 star value on P-bars?
I believe so, yeah.
So he get an extra point, even if he's a little sloppy, he'll make up for it with that bonus there.
Exactly. Alright, so once again, me and James have our pre-meet parallel picks. So this is like we did last week with the Nebraska-Oklahoma competition. We picked some routines that we think will stand out above the competition. So this week we're doing a snake draft format, of course, and James had the first overall pick.
I had to take Blake Soon, stand-up guy on the P-bars there. You could make the argument that Karen Phillips is also there, but Blake Soon has just been on another level this year. He's posted 15s 3 different times, even a 15-7, which was just absolutely massive. Now here you can see some of those scores there, including a 15-1-5, a 15-3, and this routine here showcasing his 15.7.
15-7 is just a massive score from Blake. I don't blame James for taking him at the first overall pick. I probably would have done the same thing. Beautiful harmony there.
Yeah, you can make the argument that some other events like the rings or pommel are more valuable, but just when you have a guy consistently posting over 15, oh my goodness.
Yeah, Blake's just a beast. I would have probably done the same thing. Oh, beautiful.
Yeah.
Peach 1 bar and then the peach half. And the coots. Great work here from Blake. This routine, I believe, set an NCAA record for the highest P-bar score. There was another routine a few years ago, I believe. I think it was Sean Melton, maybe, that posted a higher score, but that was back in the old code of points with 5 groups. So now there's only 4 groups. Start value is decreased by about 5/10, so you can't really compare those two.
Yeah, one of the big things about Blake is his execution. He does have a high start value. With the stick. He does have a high start value, but his execution is just on point all the time.
My first pick of this competition was Alex Diab for the rings. Diab, he's a proven athlete on the rings. He's been an alternate for the Olympic team, even a member of last year's World team. So Diab is definitely proven. He has the difficulty. Even in the execution, Diab is just so strong on the rings, such great positions, especially on his Malteses that are perfectly flat. The invert cross is so clean. The straight planche is nice too. Diab is just a complete package on the rings, so I had to pick him first. And the second pick is actually Asher Hong on the vault. I know it's a little risky, but Asher Hong's potential on the vault is just so big. This kid is still in high school, and he does a Kazamatsu 2.5, which is 3.5 twists. So the potential here for Asher Hong with a 6.0 potential start value is just insane, so I had to pick him. Now, I'm not like 100% sure if he's going to do that vault this weekend, but if he does, I mean, that's just a home run pick for me, I feel like.
Oh yeah, it's a high risk, high reward pick. But if he does that vault, you also get that 1.7 in bonus that we mentioned earlier too, which would put him like, what is that, like almost at 18?
Yeah,
it's insane.
Big start value there for Asher. If he can get that 3.5 around his feet. So we see he posted a 15-3 with this vault. The 16-0 start value, so only 17th deduction. Oh my gosh, that's just crazy. Big step back there, but I mean a 16-0 difficulty. I mean it's just too high of a start value for me not to take his vault.
Yeah, and with that 1.7 bonus, that's gonna be an insanely high score.
Yeah, for sure.
Honestly, if we'd known about that before we did the picks, I might have taken Nash with the first overall pick.
Yeah.
But I don't know. You can't go wrong with Blake Soon P bars.
For sure.
Now with my second pick, I took a little bit of a surprise here, but I took Paul Judah's high bar. Why? It's a safe high bar routine. He doesn't have a lot of difficulty, but he just keeps it clean. Like he's consistently posted 14s this year, including a 14.5 at his last meet. Now he doesn't have like the big skills, like no casinos, no massive releases, but he still posts a decent difficulty, and he's just very clean. It's a very safe routine. For my third pick in the competition, I went with Yule Moldauer on the pommel. Now, I wanted a safe guy who could get me a good start value on pommel and give me a nice safe score, and has the potential to score really well on pommel. Now, Yule's guy, he'll go up there, he'll hit his routine really well, and I'll just love his flare work, And if you look up here, we can see he posts on his Instagram, like he's excited for this competition, he's ready to bring out the energy, And I'm excited to see him compete, I was tempted to go with his high bar routine over Judah's, but, I figure, Paul Judah's a little safer on the high bar, and I need Yule on the pommel horse more. I need that safe pommel routine.
Oh yeah, Yule's one of those guys that prior to last year he was like somewhat inconsistent on pommel horse, but last year I feel like especially like towards the end of like the Olympic trial season and then like during the Olympics and the World and everything, he just became so consistent on pommel horse. He just trained that event a lot. And he got to start value up as well as the execution score. We see this year he posted a 14-2 on the pommel horse, so I like that pick for you.
Indubitably.
All right, so with my third pick here, it's Riley Loose's floor routine. I wanted to showcase this skill, which is actually named the Loose. It's a really unique back handspring into the planche, but unfortunately this was originally given a B value, I believe. But then later we learned it was not accepted by FIG because they deemed it too circus-like, which I think is just, it's a little bizarre. It's definitely a really cool skill. It takes a lot of strength. It even includes some floor elements, like with the back handspring part of it. The planche by itself, I believe, is still a skill on the pommel horse, or on the floor. Sorry. I really believe that this skill is too unique and it's too cool not to show. So I wanted to show it, even though the FIG deems it too circus-like for whatever reason. Even without that, Loose is still posting big difficulties. This year he posted a 15-8 difficulty with this routine that I'm showing here, with an 8.25 execution with a 14.05 final score. But then at one competition for Stanford this year, he posted a 15-9 difficulty with an 8.7 execution, leaving with a 14.6 final score. So a big score there from Riley, which is the main reason why I picked him on the floor.
Yeah, I really like this pick for you, Aiden. It's a good pick, and it's a shame that the FIG rules didn't recognize that as a skill, because it's like you said, so unique. It's so cool.
Yeah.
Like, you don't see something like that done every day. I think we need to see more stuff like that's kind of out of the box, and maybe a little more kind of animal-like, or what was the phrase they used?
Circus-like, they said.
Yeah, we need more like circus-like stuff that still relates gymnastics back to the sport.
I agree. So my next pick is Yule Moldauer's high bar. I really wanted to highlight this moment last year from the Olympic trials, which clinched Yule a spot on the Olympic team. Beautiful dismount there. A great stick, and you see Yule getting so hyped. Because that's the moment that he knew he made the Olympic team. That's what he's been dreaming for his whole life, and that's the moment right there. But even since then, Yule has greatly increased his difficulty as well as his execution on the high bar. You see last year at the trials, he posted a 12.45 and a 12.75. Just a few weeks ago, he posted a 14.7 on the high bar, which is a huge score. That's an increase of 2 points in scores from last June to this January, February. That's just insane increase there from Yule. So I just had to ride with him. I had to pick him on the high bar.
My next pick, I went with Phillips on the vault. He posted a 14.7 twice this year, as well as a 15.2. And for his vault, he does a Yurchenko 2.5, which has a start value of a 15.2. And he stuck the landing and got a 10th bonus for that, which means he only got 1/10 in deduction. And just to post a 15.2 on a vault that has a start value of a 15.2 is just insane.
That's really unheard of. But Kern's vault, it's high, it's explosive, it travels away from the vault table. So I think it did deserve that 15.2 score. It was a beautiful stick, beautiful form in the air. So, I mean, just an insane vault there from Curran. I know it's a 15-2 start value, but I think he did deserve the 15-2 score.
For my next pick, I went with Vitaly on the floor. It's another safe pick here. As you can see, he's growing experience. He's competed at the U.S. Olympic trials, the 2021 NCAA championships, the Winter Cup last year, twice, 19 NCAA championships, the Winter Cup again. He's competed in Pan Am's twice, once as a senior and once as a junior. And if you look at his most recent meet, when I picked him last week, he posted a 14.25, and that meet he just come back off of injury. He had surgery on his nose, so he's getting back into the swing of things. A tweet there from Kensley where she said she was talking about Vitaly and how he broke his nose and required surgery and had to take some weeks off. But he's back, he's ready, and he's excited to showcase his floor routine, and he's excited to go out there and hopefully stick his dismount.
Yeah, Vitaly's a great pick. It worked out for you last week, so I definitely don't blame you for taking it. That 14.25 was a very solid routine. It won the competition. It tied for first with Jake Bonnet's floor. You see him come back off an injury and post that great floor score. I think it's really cool that he's excited to show his floor routine. This quote came after you already picked him on the floor, so it could be a really solid pick for you. On my next pick, I went with Coy Young on the Pommel Horse. This kid is just a freshman, but he's already posted some insane difficulty. This year, he posted a 15.8 difficulty with an 8.2 and an 8.3 execution, leaving with a 14.05. But he also posted a 6.2 difficulty competition, as well as a 5.9 difficulty in another, leaving with a 13.25 final score and then a 14.1 final score. So you see, when he really pushes the difficulty to the 6.2, he does decrease in execution a little bit. But even a 5.9 difficulty is very high to leave the 8.2 execution. So, I think Coy Young is a very solid pick here for me on the Pommel Horse.
I agree. And I was tempted to pick Coy Young earlier, but I think his inexperience might show here. Like you were saying, he can be a little sloppy at times, so that's why I went with you as a little safer pick. But regardless, Coy Young's got the high risk, high reward. Like when he hits, he hits.
Yeah.
So
Another one of those athletes that could really just get the difficulty bonus on the Pommel Horse. If he pushes that 6.2 difficulty, then that could definitely give him some bonus there. Even the 5.8 or 5.9 difficulty might give him some bonus there on the Pommel Horse.
That definitely help balance out that execution score a little bit, and just in case he's a little sloppy. But I like this pick for you, Aiden. I love Coy Young. It's a great pick.
Who's your last pick? My last pick here is Curran Phillips on the P-Bars. As James mentioned earlier, he picked Blake on P-Bars first, so I knew I could wait for a P-Bars pick. 14th Curran because he's posted a 14.7 and a 15.3 this year. Curran, I believe, has more difficulty than Blake on the P-Bars. He's a little sloppier sometimes, but if Curran can clean it up and still post that 6.7 difficulty, he'll get the bonus. And if he can just clean it up, then Curran's set for a huge score on the P-Bar. So that's why I had to pick him.
It's another high risk, high reward pick. If he hits, he hits. And like you said, he definitely has that difficulty potential there to get some nice bonus there. It's interesting to see how the picks would have changed if we had discovered that difficulty bonus beforehand.
Yeah.
Final pick, I went with Riley Luce on the rings. And it's another one of those safe picks. As you see here, when he competed this year on rings, he had a difficulty of 5.6, so not the highest difficulty, but his execution was a 9.0, so he scored a 14.6, which is a very respectable score for the rings. As you can see, he's another one of those guys like Vitaly who's just gaining the experience. He competed at the Olympic trials last year. He competed at the NCAA championships last year as well. Last year when he competed at the Winter Cup, he actually got second all-around behind Cameron Bach. So he's got the potential to go out there and put up a big score.
Yeah, Riley came out here last year at the Winter Cup and just posted a huge score. It was a big statement meet for him. He kind of came out of nowhere and ended up second all-around. So, it was a great meet last year for Riley at the Winter Cup, so we wonder if he's going to do the same thing this year.
We have our picks side by side, Aiden's picks on the left and my picks on the right. And to recap, I have Vitaly on the floor, Yule on pommel, Riley on rings, Curran on vault, Blake Soon on P-bars, and Paul Judah on the high bar.
Yeah, James is pretty stacked, but I think my lineup might be a little better because I've got Riley on the floor, Coy on pommel, Alex Diab on the rings, Asher Hong's amazing vault, Curran Phillips on the P-bars, and Yule's high bar.
Standard, high risk, high reward versus safer options. So we'll see. It'll be interesting.
Yeah, definitely. I think James has the safe floor for sure, but I think mine might be a little more high risk, high reward. I think with the bonuses, I might have the edge a little bit, but it'd be interesting to see if we could take our scores with the bonuses and without the bonuses to see who'd win. I think has a better squad. Be sure to either comment down below or vote in the Discord. Who has a better squad between us two, and who do you think will win? To watch this competition, again, this is kicking off on Friday night. It has a family of networks, as you see here in the paragraph. It includes like the Olympic Channel, NBC, NBC Sports, and CNBC. But on Friday night, day one of the competition will be streamed on the Olympic Channel at 7:30 Eastern. It will be re-aired on Saturday on CNBC from 4 to 6 Eastern. Team Cup will also be on Saturday which features all the junior athletes from each region as the regions battle head-to-head. That'll be streamed from 6:30 to 10 Eastern on Flip Now, which is a new sponsorship from USA Gymnastics. There is a paywall, but I think it's pretty interesting because all the proceeds from that, from Flip Now, will actually be going to the athletes, so that's very interesting.
Oh, that's cool.
The Sunday, it will also stream day 2 of the men's action, again on Flip Now, powered by USA Gymnastics.
Yeah, and feel free to just pause this and just write any of this down or just take a picture if you want, just so you have the information.
Thank you for watching. This was the parallel preview of the Winter Cup. Be sure to comment down below who you think will win the Winter Cup all-around title. Also comment who you think will win the head-to-head battle between me and James. Be sure to tune in next week for a recap of this competition, as well as the preview for next week's NCAA men's gymnastics action.